What are we going to talk about today?
You know, there are many things to talk about. That's the wonderful thing about communication. We could just bounce back off of each other. Um, well, I don't know if you saw the inauguration.
I'm sick of
Or,
that shit.
well, the inauguration is coming up on the 20th, but like the speech, the
Farewell
farewell
speech.
speech, I missed it.
Me too.
But I did get the gist of it, you know, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, and how they were talking about how they're going to miss the president and all of that. How do you feel about the presidency and the direction that it's going?
I guess I'm just ready for it to begin because right now the politics is over. Do you know what I mean? If that makes any sense, like all the talking about who's going to be president, all the trying to, woo people to agree with this and agree with that. It's all over. All the politicking is over. And I feel like I'm just ready for it to begin. I can't say that he's going to be a horrible president. I can't say that he's going to be a really good president. I could say he's in the public eye, he's a disgusting person.
Yeah.
But in the business eye,
In a way, though, like, it's one thing for people to portray to be something, like how they do with, like, celebrities and stuff. But it's another thing when you are saying comments that are putting you in the hole. And sometimes people will take those comments or, like, the backlash that they receive from a comment and maybe apologize for what they said or adjust what they said, but he has a tendency to just kind of keep going.
Yeah, he won't backpedal.
Which is freedom of speech, but at the same time, I don't know, as a president, historically we've seen most of our presidents be pretty diplomatic.
Right.
This is definitely going to be like a change because he's not as diplomatic as a president normally would be. I'm not going to say should be because clearly, but would be the thing.
And I think his transparency will be something different to bring to the table, especially because, again, as we talk about a lot about millennials right now. Millennials, I mean, we pretty much speak our mind. We appreciate someone who can truly speak to our hearts and, help us to convey our ideas and what's on our mind. And I think Trump gives us that transparency.
And I feel like that right there is the main reason why people thought that he would be a good candidate, because they don't feel like politicians are transparent enough. So, for instance, you have someone like Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton was a wonderful candidate, in my opinion, but the emails revealed that she wasn't as transparent as she should have.
Right.
And I feel like because Americans were already, like you were saying, millennials, we want that transparency. We constantly want to be in the know of things. And if we're going to buy a product, which in this instance would be the president, we want to know everything about you. So that's why presidents now, they got the Twitters, they got their own all those social media sites, just so that we can feel comfortable with the person that we've chosen through the use of all those different technologies.
Right.
And I feel like for Hillary, that did show, that she's not really saying everything that she should have said.
Yeah, and I think that she's a good change because she's a woman. But then at the same time, if you put a man's face on her, she's just like all the male presidents we've had in the past. And being a diplomatic person may be good, but if you can't be transparent and diplomatic, which is what ultimately, if Trump was diplomatic, we'd probably be more interested in us as, first of all, African Americans and young people looking for a more progressive state, of our country. If he was more diplomatic in his transparency, I think that more people would have been able to see the side of him that is progressive, opposed to awakening the sleeping beast, which is, the disenfranchised population of mostly Caucasian Americans. I think that we'd probably be more adept to claiming him as our president, but
I mean, I definitely agree with you in terms of seeing where everything goes, because along with social media, you will get the little memes and pictures and stuff about what's going to happen, like the jokes about what's going to happen. This is the type of person that we vote into office. This is what we're going to get. But I do feel like it's going to take us to actually have to sit with this president, see what plans that he implements, see all the things that he promised is this really what you're going to put forth, you know?
Right.
For us to really see what type of president he is. Because I forgot what it was. It was something that he went and made a speech about that had really angered the people that supported him, some of the Republicans that really were vouching for him. Because as they began to talk to him after he had his first initial meeting with Barack Obama, his position was changing to be more so diplomatic or Democratic than it was Republican, and it was angering people. So I feel like that's really just an example of how you can vote somebody in office with the intentions of them being a certain way, but then actually having them in office might be a different story.
Right.
So for him, that might be it. That might be just
And I
a
think that
different
he
story.
played off of, again, the disenfranchised, the awakened beast that we call it. I think he played off of them and used their disenfranchisement as his campaign. But he said it, and he was very transparent about it. Historically, I'm a Democrat. He was very clear about that. He he said that if he wasn't if he wasn't running for president, he'd be a Democrat. And I think people kind of didn't take heed of that, but historically also, it usually goes Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican. They switch sides. So he knew to run as a Republican because monetarily he has the money that a Republican has. Democrats typically don't have a history of being, I guess, a part of the high social class.
Yeah.
Republicans, they're conservative. Yeah.
It's usually like upper class, Republican, and then Democrats, everybody else. But I feel like that has to do with the difference in power, that feeling of the difference of power, and then also when it comes to like the needs of people that already have money versus the needs of people that don't really have as much money as they want, and that separates people.
Right.
Because I feel like in life, you have the type of people that have money that are willing to share their wealth, and then you have the type that are willing to hold on. And I feel like and then you have the type that don't have any money and would like to have some. So you have to take all those different types of personalities into account when you think about a Republican and Democrat. But I think that's very smart in a way for Trump to run as a Republican, because how many Democrats are going to buy into what he's selling? You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Especially him being a white, middle-aged male with lots of money. These are things that typically our presidents are. They're white, they're middle-aged, and they have a lot of money. And a lot of Republicans that are white that our presidents tend to have that, as well as a lot of the characteristics that he has. I feel like more so physically, he is the typical president, but internally and the components that make his personality who he is, he's not, and that's what people like.
He's extremely radical.
Yeah.
He's extremely radical. And then it ties in with his personality. I don't know if most of you guys know, but he's a Gemini.
Yeah.
They're the twins of the zodiac. Yeah. They go to sleep.
That explains a lot.
They go to sleep one person and wake up a totally different person, But that's just me being spiritual. By the way, I'm Love.
And I'm Shawn. Author Shawn, author Love. Shawn
Author
Christopher.
Love. This is a new show that we're introducing. It's called Conscious Convos.
CC for short. You can find us at #CC. No, I'm playing.
Hashtag CC me.
CC Shawn. CC. You could. Well, CC. Well, that does make sense, because CC, like, you CC people to an email. Yeah, we used to do that all the time. We used to work together at AD&B.
Yep. So we were.
Teller MSR.
Yeah. We live in Virginia. We're pretty dope people.
Hampton Roads. I would like to think so. I think we're pretty cool, yeah.
He's originally from Texas.
I am. San Antonio, Texas. Yes, the 210 in Seattle.
Seattle! Hey, Seattle.
What's the area code for that?
206.
Isn't there like multiple? Because like for Texas, there's like 210, 254. How do they break that up?
I have no freaking idea. How
do they break that up? Because if you think about it, like New York is 347. One of those is 347. How? I don't know, because New York is up here. Texas is down here.
I have
But
no idea.
then, I don't know.
Because you know what? Social security numbers are the same way. People that were born in New York have like a 0 for their social security numbers. Here in Virginia, they start with like, I think like a 2. And I was born in Missouri. Mine starts with a 4. I don't know what it is like in Texas, but
there's not enough numbers to start, like out of 1 through 9, that kind of like, maybe it's a regional thing, like they separate it by region, whatever. I don't know. I really don't know. Or like when you think about social security numbers, I heard that they reuse them, but I don't think that's possible.
no.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Because if you think of the mathematics of people, there is a lot of variations of numbers. Like there was this, when I was in one of my math classes in community college, one of the teachers had us doing like math problems, word problems, where we found shortcut ways to figure out how many different variations of like 5 digits we can come up with, and with just 5 digits it was like a group of numbers, like, you know, I don't know, 100,000 ways.
There's like a mathematic way to do that though,
Yeah.
like to calculate how many. But if you're considering like 9, well, wait, 3, 6, 7. If you're thinking of 8 numbers within a sequence, you can make up a lot of different things. So you
Hella.
probably wouldn't need to reuse anything.
Yeah. Plus, social security numbers came out in like the 50s.
They did? What did they use before that? I don't know. What would they use it for? Because businesses weren't really booming until like the 40s and the 50s and stuff like that, or big business, I'll say, because it was more so mom and pop home businesses, you know, stuff like that.
I think they did it to like be able to track taxes and income taxes, because now everything that you do debt wise and, you know, job wise is all attached to your social security number.
That's why you should always make sure that you protect your social. Always.
I know
That's
I just told you the first digit, but you can't figure out the rest. I'm sorry.
And you can try to number crunch, but it probably will never happen because there's so many combinations.
And
so.
I got good credit. I ain't letting you have it.
Not even to borrow? No.
Maybe I'll let you borrow with hella interest, but you better have good credit.
Well, then they wouldn't need to borrow, right? They wouldn't need a cosigner.
I don't know. You can be broke with good credit. I ain't got no money, though, so you wouldn't want to borrow from me. I got good credit, but I ain't got no money, so we in the same boat.
Get you a fly credit card.
A fly credit card. Capital One. You'll have a fly credit card.
Interest rate. You'll get that. That's one thing you will get.
Yes.
I love Capital One, though, but I just, you know, I'm speaking the truth.
Yes.
So I have a Capital One card. Thank you, Capital One.
Me too, and they really helped me out with that little $300 limit.
They do help you build your credit. You know, I know this isn't a Capital One infomercial, but might as well.
Maybe one day Capital One will endorse us, and
seeing as we do have the first letters in common, CC, Capital One, you know.
I think so.
Convos. I feel like
Conscious
I feel like
Capital
that
One
would like connect. I didn't mean to scissor, but you know, I feel like that.
What does the scissor mean?
We don't need to. Maybe not the first show. Maybe like later on.
So just know that we can talk politics and we can talk kinky.
We can.
Okay.
Multifaceted. Very multifaceted.
By the way, guys, this is one of my favorite friends.
Yes. One of my best friends. So this show is extremely easy to do. It wasn't like we put ourselves together randomly, so we don't have to fake any chemistry. It's just
we ain't faking no funk over here.
None. We don't like fake. So you got to clear your throat after that. As you think of all the fake people. No, I'm playing. I'm just
clear all that phlegm.
phlegm for PF, right?
I think it's PHLEM.
Yeah.
Is that how you spell it?
Caught myself because I was about to say F for phlegm, and you know what? That would have been really bad. But you know what? It's not. It's okay.
Yeah. So you know, we are conscious people. So you will on this show, you will hear a lot of conscious conversations. Hence the name of the show. It is Conscious Conversations, Conscious Convos, and our goal is to just bring.
Our goal is to just bring conscious awareness to young adults and other people as well. If you're older than young adult, I mean, feel free to watch. It's just for
Please
us.
watch.
Yes, please.
Keep you
And
relevant.
tap subscribe also. That would really help. But no, Conscious Convos is really just about having conversations about numerous different topics. It's not just about per se just one thing. So, for instance, we talk about relationships. We'll talk about African American societies and the way they were built.
European societies. We'll talk about all you guys.
Everybody.
We hold no punches.
We hold no punches, but yet we include people as well. So
This is very diverse.
Yes. So feel free to continue to watch, and I appreciate you watching up to this point.
Thank you.